All right, so I wanted to spend a time with both grade levels. So this is for both 7th and 8th grade, really going over independent and dependent variables. And there's a quick seven question like check at the end of this that you all need to do to make sure you know the difference between independent and dependent variables. All right, so what are we looking for? In this example, let's read John's hypothesis. If extra amounts of sugar are added to bread dough, then the loaf of bread will be higher than a loaf of bread with normal amounts of sugar. So the first thing we have to do is identify the independent and dependent variables. Now, the good news is if hypotheses are worded correctly, they should always be an if-then format. So if, then. In the if part, if extra amounts of sugar are added to bread dough, the if part should contain my independent variable. What am I changing? And in this case, John is changing the amount of sugar. That is my independent variable. The then part is going to have that response to that change, which is highest or height of bread, the height of the bread. So my independent variable in this case, I can see right from looking at the hypothesis because it's written correctly. What am I changing? Or the independent variable? That's the amount of sugar. What depends on the amount of sugar? The height of the bread. All right, so the independent variable is also sometimes called the manipulated variable. It is the factor that we intentionally change. It's the one thing we're messing with. So John is going to use 25 grams, 50 grams, 100 grams, 250 grams, and so forth, different amounts of sugar in his experiment. The dependent variable is also called a responding variable because it's the factor that may change as a result of the changes made in the independent variable. In this case, it would be the height or the size of the loaf of bread. All right, your hypotheses can tell you what your variables are. Let me look at this one. If Mountain Dew is drunk before bed, then the person will not sleep very much. Remember, the if part is going to contain my independent variable. So in this case, it's drinking Mountain Dew. The dependent variable is the amount of sleep you get. Okay? All right, so use the hypothesis to identify the variable, and this can be done in your place where you're taking notes, your composition notebook. If the lights are left on all day, then the electrical bill will be expensive. So go ahead, pause me for a second, and see if you can get the correct independent and dependent variables. Pause me. All right, so you're back. Hopefully you just looked at the if part. What is it that I'm changing? The amount of time lights are left on is what I'm changing. What depends on that? How expensive the electric bill is. Good job. All right, try this one. If the cat is brushed more, then there will be less fur on the furniture. So go ahead and pause me and see if we get the same answer. All right, back from being paused, hopefully. What am I changing? How often the cat is brushed. What depends on how often the cat is brushed is the amount of fur on the furniture. All right, let's try this one. I'll read it, and then I want you guys to pause it and see if you get all the right things from it. Susie Q wants to know how different colors of light affect the growth of plants. She believes that plants will grow taller in white light. She buys 5 ferns of the same species, which are all approximately the same age and height. She places 1 in white light, 1 in blue light, 1 in green light, 1 in red light, and 1 in the closet. All of the ferns are planted in Miracle-Gro and given 20 milliliters of water once a day for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, Susie observes the plants and makes measurements. So go ahead and pause the video and see if you're going to get the same answer as me. All right, hopefully I'm back from being paused. Guys, if you're not practicing this, then you might have real trouble on the quiz. So if you're like, I don't want to do it, hopefully you know how to do it because I'm giving you opportunities to practice. So any title could be good. This might be Colors of Light in Plant Growth. That might be a good title. Susie's hypothesis could be... Susie's hypothesis might be that if plants are placed in different colors of light, then plants will grow tallest in white light. Okay? What's my independent variable? Different colors of light. What depends on that is the height of the plant. There is lots of controlling variables in here. First, she buys ferns. They're all the same species. They're the same age. They're the same height. All of the ferns are given Miracle-Gro, 20 milliliters of water a day, once a day for 2 weeks. That's all controlling variables. My control group would be the one that she puts in the closet. Hopefully you all got the same answers I did. Let's try another one. All right, so again, I'm going to read it, then you're going to pause it and see if we're on the same page. One Direction wants to increase sales of their shirts. They want to conduct a study to see if their teen female fans prefer tank tops or t-shirts. They asked 100 girls at the Melbourne Mall to participate. The girls are given both types of shirt to wear and are asked to come back in a week after wearing both shirts. Go ahead and pause me and figure out the independent and dependent variables and what are some controls the band could put in place. All right, hopefully I'm back from being paused. The independent variable is the type of shirt. What depends on the type of shirt? Their female fans' preference. Okay? What are some controls the band could put into place? They could make them, the t-shirts and the tank tops the exact same color, the exact same design. Maybe they're made from the exact same cotton blend. Maybe you guys had some more creative controls they could put in place, but good job. All right, so I'm a Patriots fan. Go ahead and groan or be excited with me. But let's go ahead and see this one. The NFL notices that more and more women are watching and attending football games. They want to test some new food items out at games at select cities. They will offer not only traditional game foods like hot dogs and nachos, but now chicken Caesar wraps and iced lattes. What type of observation is the NFL making? Is it qualitative or quantitative observations? How should they conduct this experiment? Go ahead and pause me. All right, hopefully I'm coming back from being paused, and let's talk about it. They made probably both qualitative and quantitative. They noticed, they observed that women were coming. Maybe they can't really tell from ticket sales gender, so that's where it's not quantitative, but they can look at how much food they're selling. So they can count how many hot dogs they sell. They can count how many nachos. If they do start selling chicken wraps and iced lattes, they can count that too. So I would say both qualitative and quantitative observations are being made. How should they conduct this experiment? It's really easy. They're going to offer at cities, at different cities, not all of the stadiums, they're going to offer a more expanded menu. And then they're going to track through their computer system how much of one type of food item is being bought. And then they're going to analyze the data because they're going to look at their sales and they're going to decide, yeah, hey, we're going to offer this at all of our stadiums now, or yeah, nobody really bought those chicken Caesar wraps. We're going to stick with hot dogs. All right, next one. Selena works for CoverGirl and invents a lipstick that she says will stay on for 24 hours with no need to reapply. Selena gets 150 teens at the local mall to help out in her experiment. She gives 50 girls her new lipstick. She gives 50 girls a regular extended wear lipstick, and she gives 50 girls no lipstick. Both lipsticks are the same color, were made the same month, and all the girls are 13 to 16. So figure out for me the independent variable, the dependent variable, and what the control group is, and what the some controlling variables are. So go ahead and pause me. Independent variable, dependent variable, controlling variables, and control group. All right, hopefully you figured out that groups A and B are the independent variables. So what is she changing between the groups? The type of lipstick. What depends on the lipstick? The length of time it stays on. Okay, what are some controlling variables here? Each group has 50 girls in it. The lipsticks are the same color. They were made at the same month. And all the girls are approximately the same age. My controlling group is group C. They don't get any lipstick. Good job, guys. All right, moving right on. This says, John works for National Geographic magazine. He invents a new way to develop pictures. He says his new technique makes the quality of the picture better compared to traditional developing techniques. How should John test his new technique? All right, so hopefully you paused for a minute and you figured that out. But so John should take pictures, the same pictures, using the same camera, and he just uses different developing techniques with the different things. So he uses the same film, the same camera, and he's taking pictures of the same thing. What is he changing? The way that he develops the film. And what depends on that is the quality of the picture. Okay. All right, so here's what I want you to do. These are the 7 things I want you guys to figure out. See if you can decide what the independent and dependent variable is. So you should pause this for sure. For each one, 1 through 7, pull out the IV, which means independent variable, and the DV. And then I do want this, this is going to be turned in next Wednesday. So this video was assigned on Thursday. This homework is going to be due next Wednesday. There's also another separate variables thing. This is how important it is to Miss Marshall that you know the difference in variables that I'm going to give you either Thursday or Friday in class that will be due along with this. So number 1, study examining if TV violence increases aggression in children. 2, study predicting that alcohol drinking will decrease people's reaction time while driving. 3, study examining if people's perspective on life changes with age. 4, study predicting that high school sports builds character. 5, how do changes in workspace affect employee reaction? 6, study predicting that pedestrians will walk faster on hot days versus cold days. And 7, are younger siblings treated better by their parents than older siblings? So remember, you're going to bring this on a piece of notebook paper in with you, and it is due the Wednesday after Labor Day. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you in class soon.